I'm AJ Hammer. Welcome to the Showbiz Tonight podcast, where we go inside Hollywood's biggest stories. Right now, Chuck Lorre. His amazing hit-making career has spanned 3 decades. It includes The Big Bang Theory, 2.5 Men, Dharma and Greg, and Roseanne. That's the show where he got his start. He's the man, of course, who faced off with Charlie Sheen in that huge public battle last year. And while Chuck Lorre has been dominating Hollywood, he has also somehow found the time to write a book featuring his famous vanity cards that flash at the end of his shows. It's called What Doesn't Kill Us Makes Us Bitter. Chuck Lorre joined me for an incredible Showbiz Newsmaker interview. Chuck Lorre, it is a pleasure to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Thank you so much. The book is fantastic. I've always been a huge fan of your vanity cards. And you've been doing them for 15 years now, flashing up your mini rants and essays and jokes at the end of every episode. 400 of these cards over the years. And if we could put this one up, this one from the very first time you ever did it, it appeared on Dharma and Greg. And right off the bat, as we've highlighted here, you point out what doesn't kill us makes us bitter, which you, of course, co-opted as the book's title. I'm guessing that kind of wasn't a joke. What exactly did you mean when you said it the first time?
What I meant was that I thought it was funny.
It's very funny.
and so
and it's true.
Now it's what doesn't kill us makes us morose, I think, would be more to the point. But it was just a silly idea that I just somehow kept going. And I kept expecting a network executive at some point to say, stop it. And no one ever did.
And it's funny because back then, of course, people had to record, I guess, on their VCRs and actually freeze the frame of the tape in order to see that.
It was very hard to do. So most people thought it was boilerplate. It was legal boilerplate, and they just ignored it. So I got away with it for a while, and then DVRs ruined everything.
That changed it, right. That really just ruined everything for everybody. But it's interesting how it progressed and how it kept on. And then, of course, it was very interesting during the big drama with Charlie Sheen and 2.5 Men to watch the things that you were writing.
I'm sorry, I don't know what
you don't know what I'm talking about at all, of course. But there was one particular card that I want to put up that you wrote during this battle, and it was right before he was fired. Of course, Charlie got canned from 2.5 Men for all of that. But you wrote, I exercise regularly, I eat moderate amounts of healthy food. I make sure to get plenty of rest. I see my doctor once a year and my dentist twice a year. I floss every night. I've had chest x-rays, cardio stress tests, EKGs, and colonoscopies. I see a psychologist, and I have a variety of hobbies to reduce stress. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I don't have crazy, reckless sex with strangers. If Charlie Sheen outlives me, I'm going to be really pissed. I remember seeing that. We showed it on our show, and I just thought, perfect. Okay, that was then. This is now. Charlie is having success with a show anchor management. 2.5 Men continues to have extraordinary success with its new lead in Ashton Kutcher. Are you at peace with all of that now and with Charlie?
There was never a war or a feud. I think that's a misperception.
So we were
just concerned about the guy. We were concerned he was going to hurt himself.
We were all under the impression that it was a very angry time between the two of you, and so that you're saying that wasn't really the case. It was just this guy's going off the deep end, and we got to look out for him.
That was the intent of everybody on the show. He was very much loved, and we were concerned about his welfare.
Okay.
And the cards were written to be funny, and you know.
Well, that was funny. I love that one.
You know, and the truth be told, that's probably what happens with every one of us. You know, you try and live a decent, healthy life, and you get hit by a bus. So you know, the implications are, try as you might, it doesn't really matter. You know.
Well, you continue to have all that success that I mentioned, and also Mike and Molly, another show that is having enormous success. The Big Bang Theory is just doing such incredible. They're doing incredible work with the show, and it's also having great ratings. How do you possibly balance all that? I get the impression you don't sleep much.
No, you run around like a mad person, and you try not to. You rely on very talented people because it's a collaborative exercise, just like what you do. Everybody has to work together. There's no authorship here. It takes a great deal of many of talented people to make this thing work.
Well, you do seem to thrive on it, and we benefit by getting to enjoy it all. Great having you here, Chuck. Thank you so much. Showbiz Tonight is seen exclusively at 11 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, Monday through Thursday on HLN. Thank you for watching the Showbiz Tonight podcast. I'm AJ Hammer.